which I just seen a video today, which is about screen printing. Why? Screen printing is dead. And that's gonna be the title of this video. Screen printing is dead. It's dead in 2023. That's why I'm trying to explain to you guys, be wary if somebody gets online, it's like, yeah, you know, I'm doing good. I have my platform and I sell my brand and we do this much, da, 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 da. And then they name a process like screen printing, but they say that they outsource. I'm telling you as a manufacturer, when you get to a certain level, you want to own your process. When you get to a certain level in this business, you want to own your processes. Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Straight Into Content brought to you by Flash Custom Transfers. And today I just want to give a real serious conversation. A lot of questions have been coming to us from beginners. You got right now, the state of the industry is kind of at a battle, because what's been happening, and I'm just gonna give you just the flat out truth of what's been happening in the industry. It's been getting diluted. It's been getting misinformation. It's been getting saturated, because when it was first kind of popping in 2020, 2019, people really started getting into the industry a little bit before that too, but it wasn't as big. This industry, this custom apparel industry, this blank apparel industry, this transfer vinyl, create your own business, making merch industry. This industry didn't really pop until 2020, when people were at home and had nothing else to do. So people were just finding ways, well, you know what? I got all this money, right? The government just gave me $10,000. The government just gave me $6,000. You know, we got a large sum of money. Even though I was still working, I was managing a hospital. I was making $75,000 a year, managing a hospital, an entire hospital here in Houston's Medical Center. The entire campus security I was in charge of. So I was right there during the pandemic, watching, you know, the whole situation, having to deal with the dead bodies and everything. And my wife and I started a custom apparel business during that time with the extra money that we received from the federal government. That was all cool. And a lot of people had a lot of money back then, right? So there was a lot of mistakes that you could make if you started in this industry, whichever way that you started. If you started with screen printing, if you started with sublimation, if you started with vinyl, if you started with transfers, right? Whichever industry that you started with, you were financially backed. But what happened 3 years later, now that we are 3 years past that, a lot of people are finding themselves uncompensated. A lot of people are figuring out, I'm not selling shirts like these other people who I was watching. I'm not selling the shirts at the rate that I thought I would be. My business, I have not been able to leave my 9 to 5. I have not been able to leave my job, or I'm not making as much money as I thought I would. Or because we have a ton of videos of people saying, I converted a printer and now it's broke, right? All the things that people were all these other influencers out here were telling you to do, now all of a sudden you're kind of stuck. And then that doesn't include the new people who are coming in every year. We're getting them every year. 2023, we get thousands of people commenting, what should I do? I want to start my own clothing line. I want to start this. I want to start that. This video is just the raw truth and kind of exposing the industry on people capitalizing off of you not making. And by that, I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of these major corporations and influencers are only making content so that they can be paid from one of three categories or all three categories. The first category is, if they're monetized, being paid from the content that they create. So they could have a so-called brand, which they will never release the sales of that brand. We do. We release our sales. They will never release the sales of the brand, of their clothing brand or their clothing line or their hat line or their socks or whatever. They will never release that. They just talk about how they're making it, and they make content on the journey of making the brand, but they never release how much the brand makes. But they just influence you to do what they're doing for their brand. And by doing that, if they have a certain level of platform, those videos get views, therefore they get paid. Why do I know this? Because YouTube pays for this, Lexus. These are just the honest truths that none of these other influencers are, and none of these other corporations or influencers are telling you guys. So this isn't I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just letting everybody know who's new to the industry or who spent a few $100s on certain products, just be wary of this industry. It's very cutthroat. And a lot of people get on here to make it look like elaborate for their own brand and for their own purpose. And you guys know we only want to manufacture so you can create a business with a full color transfer. And somebody will comment, oh, that's his plug. No, that's not a plug, because if you are in, I always tell people, if you're in California, you should probably be using a company like Supercolor or something like that. Why? Because they're right there. So shipping is gonna be like half the price if you can't just drive there and go get a full color transfer. But I also tell people, if you are in a city like, if you're in Milwaukee, if there's a DTF company, local DTF company in your area, go make a relationship with them so that you could just go pick up your prints. It's just about, we teach about making money and about you maximizing your profit using certain processes. Now let me get back to the main point, because I'll get into that in a little bit. So the point number one is that a lot of these influencers are using things like, because none of them manufacture anything. We are the only influencer company on here who are the owners and operators of the product that we manufacture nationally and internationally. So that's the difference between us and everybody else. So they get on, talk about clothing brand, and then influence you to start creating a clothing brand with said process, thus making money from their YouTube, which pays them per view and RPM and all this other stuff. So the more content that they create about this market, and if they're doing a good job at it, because there's formulas on how to do it really well, if they're doing a good job at it, they just continue to do that so that they can be paid. That's process number one of what's going on in this industry. Process number two, those same influencers, those same brands, 99.9% of them, and we're the only 1% that doesn't, has affiliate links. So now they have two forms of income from not making anything. They can go into a screen print shop, they can go into any shop, period, and say, yeah, this company's making our shirts. We're getting 600 shirts made today. And the only reason why the shop owner is going to, get on camera for the video is because that influencer has a decent amount of subscribers. So it's just common sense for the owner of the shop, who probably doesn't have a platform at all, like zero platform at all. If they do, they're like a few thousand, few hundred subscribers. They're like, yeah, sure, of course, come to my shop. You can say you make whatever you want. I don't care. I'll make you 1 or 2 shirts, right? And then I will say that we manufacture all of your stuff. Therefore, you look good in your videos, and then you can promote to other people of the processes, and it just validates you. And guess what? Their description is littered with affiliate links. So are they honestly giving you truthful information for you to benefit? And I'm not talking about the people who are, if you already have a brick and mortar screen print shop, you don't give a damn about these influencers. Like, cause you've already got your customer base. And if you've been maintaining through the pandemic and stuff like that, you already know what time it is. And that's who we talk to. We talk to the big players in the country. We don't go to shows and then, mingle around and stuff like that. Why? Because we manufacture second or first. We're definitely the first largest manufacturer of DTF as far as company awareness and digital, like digital media. As far as production, we are second. Close to being first. Probably we will finish 2023 as first, as far as production, as far as sheets made to sell, because you got a lot of people that are making sheets and that are making transfers, but is going on clothing that's sitting in a store and then is not being sold. So there's a lot of analytics that go into it. But again, I digress. My point is that the part two of these influencers on all of social media, they are making content just to grow their channel and get paid from it, but they actually do not have a product. Two, the product that they do have is whatever little merch that they have that you purchase from their channel, right? So they may say that they're making a clothing line. You then see the clothing line you want to support, you purchase. And then, but their major income is by affiliate marketing. That was a big thing in 2021 and 2022, how to drop ship and do affiliate marketing. And these guys and women have taken full advantage of that opportunity. And they're doing pretty well at it. They're doing pretty darn well added. And then the third one after their content channel and then their affiliate marketing. And this is third. I wouldn't merge it with fourth, but the third one is some type of paid master class. I have a free ebook. I created the ebook myself. It's free. We have free images on our website. It's free. The game that we give on here, the information that we give on this channel and Flash Custom Transfers channel, it's all free. It's all free because we aren't in this industry to get paid from each individual customer. That's never been Flash Custom Transfers business model. Flash Custom Transfers business model is to provide a product that people who want to enter this industry can purchase at a very low price and then sell it at a markup, or create whatever merchandise that they already have orders for, they can create it at a faster process with less equipment. That's our business model. And then we give all the information so that you can maximize your profit. That is it. We're more of a business brand and we're more of a business building brand than we are necessarily, no, we're definitely a manufacturer. We're more of a business brand. But I say that to say, be very careful, because a lot of people who are making these high quality videos, they're not just coming out until you can even, if you just listen to the videos, I haven't said subscribe once. A lot of these videos are structured. They're studying all of these, they're studying Mr. Beast videos. They're studying all these other professional YouTuber videos, and they're just applying it to the custom apparel world and the crafting world. And then they're using that formula, which has already been well written, and they're using that to entice you to get into this industry, but they could give a damn less. They could give a damn less if they're telling you, which I just seen a video today, which is about screen printing. Why? Screen printing is dead. And that's gonna be the title of this video. Screen printing is dead. It's dead in 2023. It is dead. You've got too many other companies who can get you a transfer, whether or not it's DTF, that can get you a transfer in your hand. All you gotta do is press, that's it. Like, that's it. It's that fast. For you to pay somebody to screen print your clothing line, first off, as a manufacturer, and people, and they're, they use things like 6 figures and 7 figures. We show our numbers. We know what we make. It's just facts. And I see these industries and I see these influencers and I'm like, I know you didn't make 6 figures. And if you did make 6 figures, I know how much it cost you, because we just filed our taxes on 6 figures. So we know. You know what I mean? We filed our taxes. There's 2 separate businesses. The wholesale business will never be filmed. So that the employees, everything at the warehouse, that will never be. The Flash Custom Transfers, the face of the business, that's what we show our information on. You guys will never know behind that number, because that's meant for evaluation of the company and stuff like that as we build and build and build, so that we can, because again, we're doing this to be big. But I'm still giving you guys the information on how to be big, on how to be not a hustle, how to be a big business. There's no such thing. There's no Fortune 500 hustle. There's a Fortune 500 company and businesses. There's no Fortune 500 hustle. So that's not what we're here to teach you. So again, this video is actually getting 15 minutes, but I just want you guys to understand and to know that certain processes are dead. So do not get into this industry. If this is your first time watching this, don't get into this industry following the trend. And the trend right now is try to create a clothing line, which they regurgitate these trends all the time. The trends right now in 2023 are just regurgitated every year. They tell you to screen print, and then they tell you to do sublimation, because those are the only 2 things where you can get color. Well, with screen printing, you're limited. You're automatically capped. As soon as you go into a screen print place, if you do what these guys are telling you, the formula, the first thing a screen print place is gonna tell you is, well, how many colors do you want to use? So now you're subject to, you're automatically limited. Screen print places are not doing 25 plus colors. They're just not. The only companies that are doing 25, the only processes, not even companies, the only processes that are doing 25 plus colors in high definition are DTF, screen print transfer, white toner, ink, and stuff like that. But we're talking on any type of material. So we're talking that can be pressed on cotton, poly blends, jeans, khaki, Canvas, anything like that, those two processes, screen print process, screen print transfer process, and DTF are the only two. So whenever you contact any type of company like that and your color is dynamic, right? Your logo is dynamic, which a lot of logos are becoming more and more dynamic, especially with the influx of AI designs. You can't do an AI design with screen print. You can do it with vinyl too, but it's not going to look like it's supposed to look unless you're using those two processes, screen print transfers and DTF. That's why I'm trying to explain to you guys, be wary if somebody gets online and is like, yeah, you know, I'm doing good. I have my platform and I sell my brand and we do this much, and then they name a process like screen printing, but they say that they outsource. I'm telling you as a manufacturer, when you get to a certain level, you want to own your processes. When you get to a certain level in this business, you want to own your processes. You want to own the whole thing, because outsourcing causes you to pay somebody else. So if I have say I straight edit content, say it's out the blue 2023, straight edit content explodes and I'm doing 1,000 units a month. Do you think I'm gonna outsource my 1,000 units to a screen print shop? Or do you think I'm going to ramp up my production and hire more people to print it in-house for myself? Why would I insert a middleman for my clothing brand? It doesn't make any sense. You guys hear Nike, right? Well, somebody might say, well, Nike owns those factories. Nike's not having, this is a prime example. Nike's not having LA Apparel make their stuff, right? What is Kanye's issue right now? I'm not using him under any circumstance as far as being good or nothing like that. I'm saying his biggest problem right now is finding somebody to manufacture his stuff, right? Which is everybody's problem. Unless you own your process, and that's what we preach here. Own your entire process. Amazon, who is a company that we model ourselves after, that's why we have Flash Plus. We model ourselves after Amazon. Does Amazon ship you your package with UPS or FedEx or the US Postal Service? Amazon owns, you get an Amazon package from an Amazon truck. Their paper packaging, their boxes, all say Amazon. Everything says Amazon. They own their they don't outsource. Other companies outsource because they have to, but everybody's starting to learn we need to own our own shipping process. This way we can get the product to the consumer faster. That's why Amazon is the biggest company in the world. So whenever as a manufacturer, whenever I see somebody get on and they tell you two completely wrong things, which is to use screen print, which is insane because that's an expensive process. If you were to go to a DTF manufacturer in your area and a screen print shop in your area and say, hey, listen, I need these designs, and we'll add screen print transfer. So you got 3 different businesses. I would tell you to go to a DTF or a screen print transfer because one, they're not gonna have a limitation on the amount of colors. So you're not gonna be paying per color. You're not gonna be paying per swipe. You're not gonna have too many minimums. With DTF, you're not gonna have any minimum. That person's gonna be like, sure, how many do you need? And you're also not gonna have to worry about inventory. You're not gonna have to worry about pressing up a bunch of shirts, which are gonna crack anyway from screen printing, just to hold on to inventory. You're gonna be able to sell on demand. So as you are selling, marketing, doing your research, getting your brand out there, you sell as they come in. Even if that shop is pressing them and printing them for you. That's the right business model. To outsource and to tell people, you know, don't do certain things, I'm just so sick of it. I'm just so sick of it. This industry is just going totally in a weird direction. It's just there's so many like snake oil salesmen in this industry that don't make anything. They don't manufacture anything themselves. So as a manufacturer, we're like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense if you get to a certain level, you want to, and this is the last tip that I'll leave. If you get to a certain level, you want to own your entire process, 100%. But if you cannot own your entire process and you have to go to a company like, you know, a screen print transfer company or a DTF company to start making your product, your goal should be to own that process or develop enough of a relationship to where your cost getting it made are so minimal, it doesn't matter. Your goal is to gather enough information with that company so that you can own the process. 100%. If you are a clothing company and you're really adamant, like, even though I do not recommend creating your own clothing brand. To me, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in 2023. It just doesn't make sense because everybody else in the world is doing it. It reminds me of back in the day when everybody was getting grills, because I'm in Houston, so it's a big thing out here. And I'm like, why is everybody doing this? Like, why? And the grill prices went up. Now to get a grill is dirt cheap, but everybody wants to make their own clothing line. That's fine. If that's what you really want to do, that's cool. Go ahead, do you. If you ever do get to a point to where your clothing line is big and you're outsourcing it because somebody else is making it, you want to have your clothing line so big that you are the only product that they're making. 100%. You want them so busy that the only product that they're making is yours. That's the goal that you want. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you watch the entire thing. I hope you understand that I'm just here, Flash Custom Transfers, we are just here just to give you guys like the behind the scenes and not like a typical video where it's like, yeah, and this is how you do this, and this is step 1 and step 2. We have those videos on the channel. But I like to just get in the car and just give you guys these raw video, right? These super raw videos that just give you guys like, so that you just feel me, so that you just feel like, yo, Carl from Straight Outta Content. Yeah, he's just telling it like it is. And guys, I do these videos for you to ask questions. If you want to be mentored and stuff like that, you want to be guided in this industry, ask me the questions and I'm going to tell you, hey, Carl, I'm thinking about starting my own t-shirt company. I'm going to be like, no, why? The first question I'm going to ask is why? Why do you want to start your own custom apparel business? Please tell me why. Oh, because I got people like this and got people like that. If you're doing it as a hobby, I don't suggest, because it costs us tens of thousands of dollars to get to this point that we are at now. And again, we are not trying to do things like everybody else. We don't have the store anymore. We gave all that up. We're focused on manufacturing and having the first national, and soon to be international, but the first national retail DTF product, which means when you go to a store, you will see Flash Custom Transfers, and in a plastic bag, you will see our transfer. That is our goal, to corner the market in retail, which is what we set out to do from the beginning, was to always separate ourselves from everybody else so that we can compete, since we're the little guy on the block. Now, again, we're a year older and we're getting a little bit bigger. So that's why we're like, hey, listen, you guys need to, not you guys need to listen to us, but you can listen to the other guys, the other influencers who don't make anything, who don't manufacture anything, who are only selling one part of the business, who file their taxes off of whatever LLC that they have, and it's not under a manufacturing license. They don't have to worry about certain codes and building codes and all this other stuff that comes along with manufacturing. No, they're just selling clothing brands. We're trying to be the Amazon and Nike and Adidas and Reebok of DTF. And we're gonna get there. We are gonna get there. So again, guys, this is one of those raw videos. It's not Straight Outta Content. We're gonna be switching up the content that we do. So Straight Outta Content will be more videos like this. Flash Custom Transfers YouTube channel, as we're gonna start building it back up. That channel is going to be a lot more videos like pressing instructions and stuff like that, experiments, how to do, can you press on wood and stuff like that, which we got a lot of videos coming. So, all right, guys, you know my slogan, be basic. Peace.